Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to e-learning. Here we go. Another day, another dollar, right? So last time we looked at causes of World War One, and then we started to kind of get into that, looking at the U.S. entry into World War One. We hadn't really got there yet, and that's where we're going to get to today. So what we want to do today is American involvement in World War One and the aftermath. That's what we're going to be looking at. And as you can see, we've got a Google Doc here that we're going to be working through together. So obviously, just like always, the first thing we need to do when we open this is make a copy. It says it right there in that first what to do section. Make a copy of this. So to do that, just so everybody's aware, I think most people know how to do it now, but we hit that file, go down to where it says make a copy, and we're going to hit entire presentation. Once you do that, go and backspace that, and then just name it your name right there. And then boom, it just opens up a new copy there. Wait a second while it loads. And there we go. So once we've got there, okay, now we can start actually using this Google document here. So what we're going to be doing is going through first the entry into the First World War, then kind of what's going on during the World War, and then afterward and the aftermath of it. Okay, those are the three things we're going to be looking at today. So the first thing I'll show is if we go all the way down to the bottom, my face is covering it. But if we go all the way down to that last slide there, it's right here underneath my face. You can't see it. But once we get there, you'll see additional resources that can be used. All of these are links, okay? So right there, yeah. So just click on it, and then we can open that up, and then it'll go to a new tab there in your Google Chrome or whatever you're using, okay? And those are going to help you to fill in each of the slides. So I just wanted to show you guys that that's there first, so you have that. So we're able to see that there. But so the first slide is timeline of U.S. entry into World War One. So we want to look at the progression that the U.S. takes in getting into the First World War. So it starts out with we're helping out those other countries, but we're staying neutral and we're staying isolated. We're staying out of it, but it's a process of us going and doing different things to help out our allies, and then eventually, the eventual entrance actually into the war where we're sending U.S. troops. And there's even some where we're sending U.S. troops to go and fight with the British and with the French, even though we're not having actual U.S. armies in there. Okay, but people are going over there to join the British and French armies to fight against our enemies over in Europe. So I want you to go through that timeline, just show that progression until the eventual entry into the war. The next one is causes for entry. So there's so with looking at that progression line and that timeline, there's going to be some hard and fast events that happen that kind of make us enter into that war. So that's where I want you to get there. Write down. So tell me what they are. Tell me the short, title of what it is, and then explain the process a little bit, like what happened. I want to know that you understand the actual event. U.S. World War One propaganda. So right here, must have at least 6 examples. So I want you to give me at least 6 examples of propaganda, and then underneath that propaganda, I want you to type out and tell me what that propaganda is for. Like, tell me just a couple things, like who the audience is and what their message is for each of those examples. Go back that propaganda. We should be fairly good at that. We've done propaganda in the past this year. You guys made a propaganda piece. You all did really well on that. So I don't think this would be a super difficult one here. But if you have questions on that, please don't hesitate to let me know and ask me. And then World War I U.S. aftermath. So the direct impact on the United States here. We're looking specifically not the war in Europe, not on European countries, but the aftermath in the United States. What was directly impacted in the U.S. from World War I? And what are the 14 points? So I just want you to list out what the 14 points were. You don't have to go into super big detail here. Just tell me what they were. I'll give you a hint there. Woodrow Wilson's 14 points. Okay. And then the lasting impact of World War I. So this one, big time going to be from the Treaty of Versailles. Look at the Treaty of Versailles and what it did and what it leads to following the war. This has a big lasting impact on what the 20th century looked like across the world, especially in U.S. and Europe. But it's massive impact. So there's a lot of stuff on this. But just try to shorten it. You don't have to give any, just a paragraph here, it does the trick. So when we're going through these, so for your timeline, I want you to go through that timeline and give an explanation. It doesn't have to be, 3 sentences each. It's just a sentence each explaining what they are. Causes for the entry, same here. Tell me what the cause is, and then tell me what the event is, maybe a sentence or two. Propaganda, like I told you, give me the propaganda piece underneath it. Tell me who the audience is and what the message is. The aftermath. This one, maybe give me 3 different impacts and explain those impacts with 2 or 3 sentences. 14 points here. Just tell me what the 14 points were. And lasting impact, like I said, about maybe a paragraph would do well. Tell me what Treaty of Versailles specifically did to impact the world following First World War. If you have any questions on this, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm here. I'm also doing those Zoom meetings, so you guys can come in and talk with me and get some extra help. If you ever need a specific Zoom meeting, like you want to talk one-on-one or figure something out, you're not understanding something, please email me and let me know. I'm definitely open to that. I just don't want to put more on your guys' plate than needs be. So if you are doing okay and you don't need that, don't worry about it. But I'm here for you if you need it. Some other stuff with grading, we're kind of looking at how that's going to look. I know that you guys haven't seen a lot of grades from me in a little while. I'm going to be putting those essays in as soon as possible. Probably by Friday I should have those essays in. And then I'll get one other assignment you guys did before break. But there won't be a whole ton of grades going in the grade book going forward. Just with this e-learning and everything, we don't have a real big way to put in grades, and we don't want to be hurting your guys' grades because I know there's a lot going on. I know this is a stressful time. So you just work together to get through this. I'm here for you guys if you need me. Hopefully you have another good day of e-learning. Have a good day.